tatizo la kupata huduma, lakini kupitia uongozi wa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, mitaa hii sasa inajivunia hospitali za kisasa.
Na wewe unaitwaje?
Wiki hii kwenye Project 254,
I decided that it was important that we have the capacity to give healthcare to where people are.
Tumeona maendeleo imeendelea hapa kwetu Ruben. Saa hii dawa tunapata free, atulipishwi dawa, na tena matibabu yetu yote tunapata free.
We knew that we were going to be chosen for our future spouses.
Yes.
All my request is that you choose someone from the Philippines,
yes.
a fellow Filipina.
It had to be a Kamba. How did you find that?
Immediately, his mother told my mother. My mother
yes.
called me.
The mother actually told me,
just know you are among the 7 we've listed to the Lord to pick who we chose for our son. I'm like, oh. But anyway, in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
So may I stand up with my tears? You know, we're there in front of people. You know.
Maybe people were thinking these are tears of joy.
Yeah, I know. And then in the congregation, I hear some girls also crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, why we are many today? Them, they thought they're going to be picked
out. Yeah.
Welcome to Athi Sacco Society Limited, a vibrant sacco that delivers integrated world-class financial solutions to our customers. Athi Sacco will be celebrating 50 years of changing and touching lives in Kenya. The Golden Jubilee celebrations will be held at the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, KICD, Simba Auditorium Hall on Saturday, 30th October 2021. This event will be covered live on KBC Channel 1 from 10 a.m. Athi Sacco Limited. Athi kwa ustawi.
We take it on at the right time.
Honorable Musalia Mudavadi.
The Honorable Mutahi Kagwe.
Chief Justice Martha Karambuko.
This is KBC, is the voice of Kenya.
Asking the right questions.
I don't know how it made you feel as speaker who is presiding over a house where members can be compromised with 10,000 shillings.
We keep our guests comfortable. A mission to ensure our audience gets a complete story.
For a few hours or so, I thought this is it. My end has come.
If really we want an end of this pandemic, we must fight.
Our goal, to tell it as it is for the benefit of our viewer.
And I'm sure we will have good discussions.
All right.
That will make probably your viewers understand KDF better.
With 21 radio outlets.
During a live interview on KBC TV, Chief of Defense Forces General Robert Kibosha.
Jaji mkuu kwa mara ya kwanza katika mahojiano yake ya kipekee na runinga ya KBC Channel 1.
And 2 TV stations covering over 90% of the entire country. The message always gets home. KBC, the home of on-air TV interviews.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us here on KBC Channel 1 Lunchtime News. We shall be keeping you up to date for the next 1 hour on matters happening locally and internationally in the business world and in the sports world. Welcome to the bulletin. My name is Betty Kiptum and Byron Abuli is my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Now, Mlolongo Assistant County Commissioner Dennis Ongaga has raised concerns over the low voter registration turnout in Mavoko, with the region attaining only 8% 5 days to the closure of the exercise. This as dozens of Mavoko sub-county youths shun the registration exercise, citing negligence by the elected leaders.
Speaking after traversing several registration centers in the area, Ongaga appealed to local leaders, including chiefs and their assistants, to join efforts and mobilize the locals towards the exercise in a bid to catch up with a wide deficit in the remaining time.
Tungependa kutuma ujumbe kwa our local leaders. Let us start from administrators, chiefs, assistant chiefs, tukuje kwa wazee wa mtaa, tukuje kwa nyumba 10, watu wa community policing, tuwaambie kwamba it is a responsibility to fanya mobilization in that each and every resident wa hii area aweze kuja kwa hizi siku ambazo zimebaki tuweze kufanya 100% registration.
According to the IEBC officer in charge of the sub-county, Samuel Chacha, most youth expected to vote for the first time say they are demoralized by politicians' self-centered behavior, seem to blame politicians for poor infrastructure, poor education, and lack of basic needs experienced in most parts of the county.
Young people actually are a demoralized lot, and especially about our politicians. They are crying foul about what our politicians are doing. They are complaining about the services, the roads, education system, and even all services. So they say there's no need of registering as voters to elect leaders. Leaders have totally let them down.
By the closure of businesses Thursday evening, IEBC had managed to register 3,405 voters against the target of 39,430 voters in Mavoko. The one-month nationwide voters registration exercise targeting 6 million voters is expected to end on November 4th.
And Kilome Member of Parliament Thaddeus Zambia is calling on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to extend the ongoing mass voter registration. Speaking in his constituency, where he presided over the 40 million shillings bursary allocation exercise, Zambia urged all Kenyans who are yet to enlist as voters to do so before the November 2nd deadline.
Hizo watu wa IEBC zile siku walikuwa wamepeana, tunaona kama hazitoshi. Tunaomba wasongeshe mbele kidogo, ndio hata wale wanafunzi wako na IEBC wako kwa shule waweze kupata nafasi ya kuchukua hata hizo kura tuweze kusoma na mbele.
We now want to take you to Ruiru, where the Kenya Prisons Cadets Pass Out is yet set to happen today. 159 officers, or other cadets, Kenya Prisons Cadets, are set to pass out in Ruiru today. Now, Nancy Okware, our reporter, is on the ground there. What is the latest, Nancy?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Betty Kiptum, back in studio. Indeed, we are coming to you live from the Prison Staff Training College in Ruiru, where today over 159 prison cadet officers are set to pass out today in a ceremony that will be presided over by President Uhuru Kenyatta. As we speak right now, he arrived at this premise. He went on to plant a ceremonial tree. He arrives right here on these grounds where the official ceremony is going to take place. Indeed, the 159 cadets have undergone training for 13 months, and they are going to be deployed in different parts of the country where they are going to aid in the prison services in terms of improving the conditions of the prisoners. Remember that the prisons in Kenya have been working to ensure that we rehabilitate the prisoners in such a way that whenever they finish their term, they are ready to be reintegrated back into the society. So as the 159 pass out today, they are expected to start their operations, and of course they are going to be deployed to different parts of the country. Indeed, we are waiting for President Uhuru Kenyatta to arrive at this venue. Once he arrives, the ceremony is going to to kick off officially, and we are going to be giving you more details. Remember that these are cadets that have been given training in so many matters, including matters gender and matters, handling extremism and also terrorism in the country. Hence, they are going to be, to aid in the activities that have already been ongoing in the country in terms of improving the prison services. So, Betty Kiptum, there is not much that is going on right here, but indeed, as the head of state makes his way right here, we are going to be giving you more details on what is happening. For now, I hand it back to you at the broadcasting house.
Thank you very much, Nancy Okware there in Ruiru, bringing us the latest from the Kenya Prisons Cadets Pass-Out Parade. Uhuru Kenyatta, the president, is already in the vicinity. He is set to be in that venue anytime now to start the ceremony, but 159 officers will be passing out in that parade, and now they will be joining the prisons labor sector to just help in ensuring that prisons are well run and that prisoners are being mentored to be better citizens when they come out and just to join the rest of Kenyans. We move on to other news. Women in Isiolo County have been challenged to rise up and fight for leadership positions at all levels. The call was made during celebrations to mark the 21st anniversary of the United Nations Security Council resolutions at the Isiolo Police Grounds. Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Gender, Senior Citizens Affairs and Special Programs, Professor Margaret Kobia, noted that women in Kenya have every reason to celebrate the landmark resolutions that reaffirmed the role of women in peace and security 21 years later. Professor Kobia questioned why only a handful of women, especially in pastoralist communities, have been incorporated in peace and security committees, acknowledging the need to have them included in Nyumba Kumi and other committees.
Just want to have equal opportunities politically, socially, economically. And we will start with us women so that our children will socialize to tell them it is possible to have a certain position so that we don't treat girls differently and boys differently. Then when we come here, we kind of moan about it.
Now, healthcare services among security agencies in Juja, Kiambu County are set to improve after the Kenya National Police SACCO completed construction of 26.8 million shillings hospital at General Service Unit Camp. The Level 2 facility that was opened for use Thursday is also expected to serve hundreds of civilians living near the camp and who are forced to travel kilometers away in search of healthcare services.
Speaking during the unveiling of the hospital at GSU camp, Deputy Inspector General of Kenya Police Service Edward Mbugua said the facility will go a long way in aiding operations of officers who sometimes suffer serious injuries while on duty.
Police work is a risky job, and we encounter a lot of injuries during the course of our work. And the dispensary will act as the first place for the officers to be attended before they are referred to higher hospitals.
He further noted that the facility will enhance good relationship between police officers and the community.
Thank you so much,
The Police SACCO's national chairman, David Mategwa, said the SACCO will collaborate with the government to upgrade the facility to a level 3 for improved services. Once upgraded, Mategwa urged the community around to start using the facility for their own good.
We want that linkage between the public and the police, that we have a good working relationship.
In the near future, we are going to build a level 3 hospital in this place with a capacity of 100 beds.
To health matters now, it cannot be scientifically proven that the COVID-19 Delta variant may have been brought to the country by Kibos Sugar and allied company workers who were traveling back in the country from India. The Parliamentary Health Committee has subsequently challenged government health institutions to research and authenticate the source of the variant in the country. Committee Chair Sabina Shege spoke as she led the committee in hearing a petition filed by a Muhoroni resident who wants the sugar company to take full responsibility for the spread of the variant in western part of the country. The first patient to test positive for the variant works in the factory.
To follow up on the petition filed by a Muhoroni resident seeking the help of the National Assembly to investigate the role Kibos Sugar and Allied Factory played in the spread of the COVID-19 Delta variant strain in the western part of the country, the Health Committee pitched camp in Kisumu County as interrogated various government departments over the matter. It emerged that it could not be scientifically proven. The first 5 cases from the industry were the origin of the strain in the country.
The Indian ingredient, whether everybody says started from here, it was all over India, yes, but nobody has ever come and told us these are your best results. Nobody has given a good today. When the issue came in, after 2 weeks, is when those findings came up.
Really proven, scientific research to show that this was the origin. Though some people who had come from India had the COVID-19 and that Delta variant. We have been briefed by the management on how they did their own testing, how they did their own quarantine. We've established gaps, and especially reporting between the national government and the county government, that even the county government of Kisumu learned from the national government that this was happening here.
The 5 persons of interest the committee had did not travel at the time India had been put on the red alert. The Immigration Department was hard pressed to explain why the expatriates from India were doing duties that could as well be carried out by the locals.
So IOP company who are contracted mostly to carry out short-term assignments like maintenance of plants and equipment. So this contract was from IOP.
So IOP is contracted by Kibos to do maintenance.
IOP does work for several companies,
including
sugar factories, all the sugar factories.
Okay.
And
something as engineer, we are not talking of chemical engineering. Neither are we talking of engineering to take us to the moon. This is the locomotive engineering. Are we saying that that is a specialized field of engineering that we do not have?
The testing procedures at the port of entry also left many loopholes that put the country at risk.
We have seen loopholes where they are, and we have said we would be doing our report in Parliament. You'll see it because a parliamentary report is very open. So where we are lacking behind, and especially on surveillance of diseases, how we do the screening at our ports, we will also be doing a recommendation because we have also traveled outside and we've seen other countries out there doing. So where we can make things better, we will make things better.
There was confusion as the petitioner went missing after he was told produce and present before the committee. His co-petitioners' efforts to reach him before the end of the day were futile, with the committee chair stating that if the petition was driven by malice, action will definitely be taken to those culpable.
So those are indicators. We are not casting aspersions to anyone or his character, but as I said, we have arms of the government who can even authenticate whether those signatures or even the ID number. You see, if you do my name Sabino Wanjiru and my ID number, it can never change. So if it's a different ID number, then we'll be able to verify whether actually the names that were on the list were real names. And you see then, this is a whole house. We are members of Parliament from various areas. We have many things to deal with. If somebody would just come to take the house for a ride, I think I'll take offense.
Achola Simon, Lunchtime News, Kisumu County.
Now, dialysis patients from various renal units in Kisumu County have added their voice to the concerns raised over the proposed reduction of dialysis capitation by the National Hospital Insurance Fund. The patients claim that while the capitation has made a huge difference in their lives, slashing it any bit will only jeopardize all the gains achieved so far. The patients want the national insurer to shelve the proposal to allow the over 500 dialysis patients across the 6 renal units in the country to continue with the life-changing service. NHIF, in a cost-cutting drive, seeks to slash dialysis capitation from 9,500 to 6,000 shillings, among other changes.
The proposal to cut the capitation from 9,500 to 6,000 is not in good faith. Quality issues matter during dialysis, with our blood, which is our lifeline, being the one involved. Don't take from us what you already have. If the figures are reduced to 6,000, then we'll be left with no option but to get dialyzed from public facilities, which could only be the only places to do this without a choice. We might not get enough spaces, enough personnel, quality can be heavily compromised just to satisfy the huge numbers that are likely now to get services from those particular. But we are not even sure whether this will be a possibility.
That story brings us to our first break here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. When we come back, more local news, business, and then sports news. Stay with us.
The real estate sector in Kenya is populated by bogus land brokers and unqualified housing agents. But now there is a new attempt by the Estate Agent Registration Board to clean the industry.
The current law does not really, help to enforce matters of registration. And we are currently in the process of finding a way, working with the Ministry of Lands and the Attorney General to review the Act.
This week on Inside Government, our conversation revolves around cleaning the mess in Kenya's housing industry. And we are talking to the chairperson of EARB, Eunice Macharia, right here on KBC Channel 1.
Kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi.
All right, that was incredible. The energy, oh man, I really felt it.
Log on to the KBC website at www.kbc.co.ke to get the latest breaking news, entertainment, sports, politics, lifestyle or business trends from Kenya and around the world. Never miss new episodes from your favorite TV shows, reruns and movies. Just stream online or watch live on your YouTube channel at KBC Channel 1 TV shows. For the day's biggest stories, trustworthy news and family entertainment, log on to KBC Channel 1. Watch what you want anytime, anywhere.
Ile vitu ametoka nazo outside theater huwa tunaziacha huko. We change the mask, we gown the patient. Dialysis akienda theater akuwa costa.
James is ready for surgery. He has received anesthesia.
What does the normal eye look like and what are some of the functions of
Thank you for staying with us. Now we want to take you to Ruiru, where the pass-out parade of 159 Kenya prisons cadets has officially started. Uhuru Kenyatta, the president, has just checked into that particular event. Let's take you there now.
Karibu. Karibu Mheshimiwa Rais. Karibu. 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 Karibu Mheshimiwa Rais. Karibu.